There we go. Can you hear me now? Hello? There we go. Okay, yeah. Something weird. As you can see, I've got a new layout that I'm using, so it's a little different, and it messes with all my settings and all that crap. And I thought I had it all worked out, but I didn't get a chance to test everything live at the time. So do the best I can with what I got. So, well, I appreciate you guys being here, Jackson, Michael Hill. Interested to see what this thing looks like, man. I'll tell you what, it's a big box. Got it here, and sorry, I got my my family over in the other room over here doing everything they can not to be too loud, and now of course they're all trying not to laugh because of something my son probably said over there. Actually, no, I see. They gave a piece of chicken to the dog, and she's trying to get to it. Oh my gosh. Family stuff, I'll tell you. It's great. You gotta love it. Anyway, so we got the box, and, you know, it's big just like, you know, all the other Legacy lightsaber sets. We'll go ahead and open it up. I have not opened this one at all yet. Even though one end looks like it was already, the tape was broke on it. So hopefully there's nothing wrong. Alright, so got it cut open. See what we got here. And I'm sure you guys have all seen pictures and stuff already, people posting them, and unfortunately mine, you know, coming from the other side of the country, takes a little bit longer to get here than, you know, everybody else. But you got the box, you know, the top of it there, so we'll go ahead and get this taken out of the box, and we'll get it unwrapped, so bear with me for just a moment. This is the stuff that normally you guys have cut out of the videos. You don't see all this. There we go. Squeaky, squeaky. All right. So, got the box. Let's get it unwrapped. Carefully cut the plastic. You definitely don't want to cut the box itself. That's for sure. I'm figuring, since there's a lot less people on here than normal, the majority of everybody, I'm figuring, is probably over on Dano's channel because he decided to do a live stream tonight. So I'm sure most people are over there checking out his stuff. But anyway, so we got the box. Let's go ahead and open it up. Now I'm sure when I go and redo this on a live video, or the actual review video that I will do, you won't be able to hear this part because I'm sure that it'll cut it out, you know, because of copyrights and all that kind of crap. So you guys will get to hear what it sounds like here. Well, that was much longer than any of the other ones. The other sets didn't have near as long of a track on there. That's definitely good. I like that. So go ahead and get the foam piece off. Throw it back there for a minute. So I got number 1627. So it's a relatively low number, but I mean, those lightsabers are awesome looking. I really like them. We're going to compare these tonight to the other Obi-Wans from the sets. We're also going to compare this one to the Vader, the Skywalker, and may just go ahead and grab my master replica that I have and see how close they got on that Anakin to the master replica. So I'm going to go ahead and set this in the chair behind me here so we can take these sabers out. All right. So I do have the kyber cam set up to where we'll be able to use the kyber cam and get the close-up views on these to get, you know, the good detail and everything. So let me go ahead and get, first off, let me set the sabers themselves up so that you guys can see them up close, and we'll spin them around so you guys can get a good view of them here. So let me see here. Let me get you all set up on the screen. And here we go. So here we have them, guys. These are the sabers that are in the box set. Now, this, of course, as we know, is the first official release of Anakin's saber. It's not, you know, the Skywalker version that they released originally from Galaxy's Edge as the Ray saber, which is this one here that I have. We're going to look at a comparison of them. So this is the first one. Now this is from Episode 3, and as we know, this is the saber is basically designed as the ones that Obi-Wan and Anakin used in the battle on Mustafar, where they actually battled against each other, and we all know the results of that, you know, having the high ground. So, but you see here we've got the Obi-Wan, and I mean, there's a lot of differences on the Obi-Wan here compared to the one in the box set, like the bundle that come with the blade and the belt clip, but also from the ones that are in the limited edition Obi-Wan set. So let's go ahead. I'm going to take the Anakin out of the way for a minute, because I know that's the one that we really wanted to look at hard on detail-wise here in just a minute. But I want to show you comparison on Obi-Wan. So the first one we're going to look at is the box set version. So the big difference that we see on there, of course, and I'm going to slide it down so you can see a little bit better. The main difference we have is, of course, the weathering on it. Now, I know they got some light glaring on the new version here, but there's no weathering at all on the grip there, the grenade style grip, whereas you do have the weathering that you can see. And let me see if I can turn the brightness down on my camera some, the camera light, see if that'll help you to be able to see it a little bit better, because you can see the weathering on this one here. You got the weathering around the ring. You've got the weathering here and on the emitter end where you got the darkness on there. And you've got like the worn down edges on the grenade grip there. Whereas with the new one, you don't have that. So it's a solid black, no wear, no weathering or anything on the grip. You've got just the nice clean gold color with the copper color in the middle and the clean emitter on the end there. So they definitely did not make these look exactly the same as the ones that you get in the box set, which is great because it makes it to where, you know, collectors can go and know that they're not just going to get a duplicate saber in the box. You know, comparing the two limited edition boxes is what I'm saying. Same thing with the emitters. The emitters look the same as well with the weathering. So I'm going to slide this one up here a little bit out of the way, and I'm going to bring in the later version that is in the box set, the Obi-Wan box set. I'm going to have to actually move this one. Sit down over here. Oh, I actually grabbed the wrong one. My bad. That's the one we wanted to see. And then you've got the differences here. This one being what is supposed to be more along the lines of the one he has in the series, and as you see in A New Hope, the original Star Wars movie. You know, it's got the bubble grip or the bubble switch here on there, whereas this one still has the nice circuitry style switch on it. You've got a lot more weathering. You've got the angled edge here on the emitter, whereas this one here, it's not near as defined on there. The lip, I mean, I don't know if, let me move it here so you can see. The emitter on there, there's a big difference in the emitter. As you can see, you've got a much smaller area right here and more of a lip on this side here. You can kind of see on the sides how it sits much deeper in than you do on this side here. The lip is definitely not as defined on there. It's not as deep. You've also you have around here on the gold part of the thin neck. This is a distinct, you know, cut edge on there, whereas it's kind of worn down on the older version, the older looking one from A New Hope. So there is those are a lot of the main differences you see there. You do have the differences, and let me slide it over again for you. Differences here with the knobs on the side. You got, you know, they're completely different design on there as far as, you know, this is a rounded off gold, and this is almost like a turn dial on there, whereas this one here is just like an actual, like a stud piece going through, showing you some of those differences. One thing also is this one here has the D-ring versus the CoverTech wheel for the belt attachment. So you don't have a CoverTech wheel anywhere on this one here. So those are the main differences that you're going to see with that particular lightsaber design between those three Obi-Wans. But let's go ahead and I know one of the questions that was asked was, how does it sound? Is the sound different on between the different lightsabers? I know the question was mainly asked about the Anakin, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to look at the Obi-Wan and see, do we have a difference in sound and ignition and things like that? Because I do know, and if you've seen my other videos that I did when I talked about the Obi-Wan lightsaber or the Obi-Wan hilt from the box set, that one did not work properly with the Jaymoo blade. So we're gonna see if this one has that same I don't know what to call it, a glitch. Because talking with James at Jaymoo, it's a difference in the coding that's on that one. It's something that he hadn't seen before, that he was able to go in and correct in his code that he uses in the blade. So I want to see if we get that same issue with the one from the Heroes box set. And then also, like I said, I want to see if there's a difference in sound between them, you know, for ignition and stuff, if there's any difference in the sound between those. So let me go ahead and we'll just get these exchanged so that we can put some blades in these and see what we get sound-wise. So I'm going to put the regular Galaxy's Edge blade in the one from the Obi-Wan box set, and I'm going to put the Jaymoo blade in the new one from the Heroes box set, just because I want to see also what it does with the Jaymoo blade. So if you, and I know you guys are, there's a number of people that already have the Jaymoo blades. If you don't have a Jaymoo blade, check out any of my review videos if you haven't already. I do have links to the site, the Etsy store for the Jaymoo blades if you're interested. So let's go ahead here, and I'm actually going to mute the background music so that you can get the full audio sound of the ignition. So this is the one from the Obi-Wan box set. So you got that normal tone that's there, and I'm hoping you guys can hear that okay, because I sometimes my my sound filters, my noise filters will cancel that out. Or can you guys let me know in the chat, are you being able to hear the audio okay with it? All right, good deal. Thank you, Jackson. I just know I've done it before in videos and had it to where as soon as I ignited the blade, you could not hear it because my noise cancellation kicked in and completely covered and masked the sound. So we got that sound. This is the new one. So it's got the same sound. So they did use the same sound files for the newer one. Let's see see if it's any more sensitive. And it's not. It's the same way. So they use the same configuration file and sound fonts and everything for this Obi-Wan as they did the other ones, which is to be expected. You know, I just wanted to see if there was any kind of difference between them. Let's see if it does actually work with the Jaymoo, though. Okay. So, this saber has the same issue with the Jaymoo blade as the one from the box set. Okay, and if you don't know what I'm talking about with the issue that I'm referring to, with the way a Jaymoo blade is supposed to work, and I will show you when I get to the Anakin, you turn the switch off and back on before it comes down, and it'll change the font. What you'll notice is this one ignites properly, but when I turn it off, it just shuts off. See how it just automatically just shuts off? It's supposed to come down the blade like a lightsaber would do, just like it does on the ignition. It's supposed to come back down that way. And it not coming down when you turn it off, it makes it to where you can't change the blade colors and to your other profiles on the Jaymoo blade. So I have not had my blade updated with the new files and the new configuration to fix that, but rest assured I've talked to James at Jaymoo. All the ones that he's making now and all the ones he currently had in stock when I brought this information to his attention, he has fixed that. So if you do order one, you will get one that has the proper files on it and the proper configuration so that it will work with the Obi-Wan lightsabers. So, oh, thanks Ben for subscribing, man. I appreciate that. So if you do have one of the Jaymoo blades though, and you need to get it updated, get with James at Jaymoo. He will get you taken care of. So let me go ahead and now we'll move on to what everybody really wants to see. So let me set these back here out of the way. And we're going to take a look at that new Anakin. Again, you guys are seeing all the stuff that I normally cut out of my videos. All right. So, before we get started, hang tight just a second because I want to grab that master replica because I want to be able to show you guys a comparison between this Anakin and what they released as the master replica Anakin back in like 2004, 2005, which was supposed to be the most screen accurate. So give me just a second. All right, so this is my master replica, and it's going to be backwards on the camera because unlike the Legacies, the blade on this one does not come off unless I go and do a lot of modifications, and I kind of want to keep it, you know, the way it was original. So we'll have a comparison look at this in just a moment. I just wanted to go ahead and grab it real fast. Sit it here. All right. Let's get to what you guys want to see. Got something there. Oh, that's some of the lithium grease that I use for the threads. Because I know I don't like listening to the metal screeching and everything whenever I go to thread on the battery covers and all that. So I use some of that lithium silicone grease. I guess it actually is not lithium, but silicone grease, just to make those threads a little better. Also helps to save your threads. So if you go to cross thread accidentally, it'll help to keep it from damaging. So keep that in mind. Anyway, here is this Anakin. And I mean, this is a beautiful, beautiful saber. It's got the nice, this is actually, it looks kind of red on your screen, but this is more of a copper color. It does have the Graflex grip on there. I'm looking at the end here, and I know it's kind of hard for you guys to see. It has the same style battery cover ring as the Reforged, actually. That's in the Skywalker set, you know, that has the Reforged and the Leia saber. So it's got that same kind of ring here. It's got these little dog ears on the side that you have to kind of, you know, push on to get the battery ring to turn. So that is a difference there as well, because looking at the Skywalker, which is of course the Rey as they released it originally, it has the D-ring on the end, so you have the D-ring to be able to turn and take the batteries off, which ironically enough, it's kind of it's weird that when they get it from Maz Kanata, when Rey gets this one from Maz Kanata in episode 7, it comes with a D-ring on there, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I'd have to go back and double check. But yet when they get it as the Reforged, it goes back to having the ring that's on the original Anakin. So that's kind of a little weird how they did that. So in comparison, as we're looking at it here, the Skywalker has the almost like clear, like gold jewel on there, whereas the original Anakin has the brass. They both have the little copper tips on it. You do see this one has the diamond plate, almost like grip ring that's here, versus this one being the smooth style. You do have the ignition switch, which I'm not sure if that's actually the ignition switch or not, or if it's just stationary there. We're going to look at that in a minute. Whereas this has the clip on the side. So there are some differences, of course, between the way that they look. You got the circuitry board here that kind of looks like piano keys, whereas you've got the actual circuitry here design that was done on the Anakin. And then on the top, you have the difference there as well. This one here has these movable little attachments on here, which is a little different than the, almost like the crosshair, or not the crosshair, but the target. Looks kind of like the aiming sights from a gun when you actually look at how they are set up there. So little difference in the ring. This ring is kind of tapered on there a little bit more. Does both have the copper looking button on there. And then we go to the side. One of the big things I've noticed here is this one, the Skywalker has this piece on the side, whereas the Anakin does not. So looking at it, those are the big differences. You have your cover tech wheel on there. So those are your big differences between what they originally released as Rey, but as Skywalker. Yeah, Adam, this one here is definitely my favorite so far as well. I mean, just the whole story behind the sabers themselves is awesome. So let me grab the master replica, and we will look at a comparison. I'm gonna flip this around. Oops, sorry. So that we can get a look here. And the master replica, seeing if we can get the differences here. They both have the same style grip around the center. Master replica does have a gold accent inside the switch here, whereas this one has the more of a copper look to it. The sides are are pretty well about the same. This one does have a gold here as well versus copper at that point. The master replica is a much lighter weight than this one. This one here has a good weight to it, and I'm gonna put these on my scale here in a minute to kind of get an idea on weight wise what they got here. These tips here are actually, they look almost more like plastic on the master replica, whereas these are solid. They're definitely a almost like a brass design on there. And then when you get over to the switch is definitely now this could be just because this is an older saber. Like I said, this is from 05. So this is an older saber. So this is probably mostly from fading over time, because these are like, I mean, let's face it, they're plated over. But you can see the design is definitely more distinct as far as the actual layout of the lines and the engraving on there. And this switch here on the side is definitely faded out, because I know this was more of a gold color when I first got it. I guess about 2 years ago, year and a half ago. So it has faded out some. It was more gold on there. Now, one thing I will say is I do believe that the master replica does activate, as you can see when I'm moving here. It activates with this switch, which would be the way that I believe it activated with the way Anakin had it, is actually this push-up switch here. On the Legacy, as you'll see, it does not move. This is stationary. So they went ahead and stuck with the movable plate on here for this particular saber. Because, I mean, let's face it, Disney is not gone through and upgraded much of their, if any, of their electronics, really, when you think about it. So they still have that as a downfall, so to speak, with their legacy sabers, is they're not upgrading their electronics. You know, I think with the price that they keep raising these things to, they definitely should have better electronics installed in these. It would make it so much nicer, and you wouldn't get you probably wouldn't get near as many of the hardcore saber collectors out there dogging on legacy if they were to go ahead and actually update the electronics and the internals, you know, kind of give it a smooth swing. I mean, it wouldn't be that expensive. I mean, heck, you look at LGT sabers. You know, the LGT sabers, they use a cheap, like $15 board in there, and it gives it smooth swing. You know, so Disney definitely could upgrade their electronics and make it better with better electronics in there. But that's how it actually turns on and off that way. Now, in comparison to the Vader, you know, there is some differences, of course, when you look at it, comparing how he had it as Vader after this, you know, when he rebuilt. So there are those differences in there, because, like, I mean, let's admit it, you know, these aren't the same saber, because we know Obi-Wan took this saber from Anakin during that battle on Mustafar. So there is a difference there in the way it looks. But I know we're more interested in how it sounds. So let me go ahead. We're going to get the regular blade installed in the Skywalker first. Make sure I get the notches lined up. We'll get that one installed there. We'll get our Jaymoo, because I'm interested to see if it's going to work with this saber. So let me go ahead and get the blade plug out of it and get me lined up. All right. So Skywalker. So you got the pulsing sound, the kind of fading in and out volume-wise of the blade that we get. Now, how does that sound compared to the new Anakin? Let's turn this one off, and let's hear this one. It's a little bit louder, I will say that. Honestly, I don't know that I like that audio. Just because of the fact that it's the way it sounds, and it may just be mine. I don't know how anybody else's that's got theirs, how it sounds in comparison. But it definitely sounds like the volume is louder, and which makes it a little bit distorted. I don't know if you guys are hearing that as well. It's got a little bit more of a distorted audio to it than your Skywalker saber, and it's like you can almost hear where the track ends and the loop starts. Right there. You can almost hear it. There goes zero, boom, and then you can hear it start back up. Whereas much more subtle. There's a definite difference in audio change as far as like the volume, the loudness on the Skywalker. When it kind of fades out, it almost fades out to nothing and then comes back. versus yeah, I don't know if I like that, the way that audio sounds, honestly, on the Anakin. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. What do you think about that? I mean, can you tell the difference in the audios? Can you guys hear it? Definitely different. Definitely got a difference in sound. Now, the other question is, how does this work with the Jaymoo? See if it actually works, or if they've changed the coding on this one as well. So let's see. Nope, it works properly. So the only one that we're having the issue with is the Obi-Wan, the newer Obi-Wan sabers that have the issue with the color changing and the deactivation of the saber. So let's see. All in all, though, I really like this set overall. Looking at it, the box really makes it stand out. I mean, the whole look of the box. Yeah, Michael, it's still a cool sound. It's still good. I mean, I'm extremely pleased with this saber, honestly. I mean, let's face it. I mean, it's Anakin. It's a saber that's been basically in just about every single movie that has, you know, it's in a variation of it. Just about every single one except for really Episode 1 Phantom Menace was the only one that didn't have an Anakin saber in there in some way, shape, or form. So let me get these back off the box here, because I really want to look at this box again. All right. Oh, man. The design on this box, the coloration, the way they made it look like the lava rock from Mustafar, it's unbelievable. I mean, the backside, styrofoam on it. I mean, it's just an absolute beautiful box set. So, I will plug my Etsy channel for just a second, or my Etsy store. I am working on display stands for these boxes right now. And the display stand that I'm working on, if you can kind of see over my shoulder, the boxes that I have sitting back here, they're all laying down. They're sitting down flat. So when you see it, it's basically like this. You know, this is how it sits. So you really can't see the sabers unless you walk up on them. I'm working on a display stand. I'm hoping to have them up here before the holidays really get going, that will allow you guys to be able to display it like this. So it'll have it where it's propped up. It'll have a lid support on there, so you'll be able to display it angled so you can really see the lightsabers inside the box itself, displayed properly where you can really look at them. And I'm not sure yet what the price point's going to be on those. It's going to depend on how much material it takes to make them. But I'm still working on design for that. But like I said, I do hope to have it available here like really, really soon. So I want to get these back inside the box here, because I mean this set is just unbelievable how nice it looks. make sure I get the right Obi-Wan to go back in. The blade emitter is just like the other ones. It's underneath the main foam piece that the sabers sit in. So you'll lift up that foam tray and be able to get... You lift out the foam, and underneath it is where the attachment sits at. Yeah. See, I wanted to be able to display just like that. So keep your eyes open. I'll have those available here hopefully real soon to be able to display these things up so that you can get the box just to where it'll look really, really nice. Anyway, I do appreciate you guys hanging out with me for a little while, looking at this box set. I was really excited about opening this thing up. I think it's absolutely beautiful. I do expect them at some point to show up at the parks, just like the other box sets have. Don't know exactly when, of course. Nobody really knows. But in the meantime, keep your eyes open. If we get notifications that they go back on Shop Disney or when they do show up at the parks, I'll definitely try to make sure and share that information with everybody. So I do appreciate you guys stopping by and hanging out with me, though. If you haven't, and I believe pretty much everybody here has, but if you haven't, hit that like and subscribe button down in the corner and help the channel out. Still trying to grow. We're almost at 600. We're getting really close. So thanks for joining me again. And as always, guys, may the Force be with you. Thanks.